If God created us, then who created God? At first, that might seem like a completely reasonable question. Many people think that everything that exists has a cause for its existence. But what if I told you that the problem isn't the answer, but the question itself is based on a false assumption? In fact, asking who created God may be like asking what does the color blue taste like? So in this video, we will look at what the Bible claims, what the common belief is, and the problem with that common belief. And we will also look at some interesting ideas. So let's get into it. Hey there, my name is Tejpreet, and on this channel we discuss ideas related to God, religion, and life. So let's do it. So what does the Bible claim? The Bible claims that God was always there. He's the Alpha and Omega. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 10, before me no God was formed, nor there will be one after me. So God is claiming to be the beginning and no one came before him. He came into existence. He's the beginning, he's the end, he's always there, he has always been there, and no one created God. And that doesn't sit well with a lot of people. The common belief is that everything that's created has a cause for its existence. For example, we can look at this phone. It was in a Apple store before I bought it, and before that it was being manufactured, and before that it was people were coming up with designs and things like that. So there's this process that everything goes through, and this whole world has shaped us or influenced us to think this way, that everything has a cause for its existence. Everything has a creator. So that is what makes us think, then who created God? I also have a story related to that. So one day, and this was during my high school, I was having lunch with my friend, and he grew up in church, and he was trying to get me to know Jesus, and he took his notebook out because I asked him, like, who created God? And this is how he tried to explain it. He took a pen and he put a dot on the blank page, and he said, see, that's God. He's there, and then he created us, something like that, but he just came into existence. And I was like, yeah, but you used the pen though, so who's that pen? And he was like speechless. But it is a common belief in our society. I used to think that way too, until I found a compelling reason to not believe that. So think about this. What happens if everything has a cause for its existence? Let's say, for example, God does have a cause for its existence. God 2.0 created God. Okay, well then who created God 2.0? Well, God 3.0, and then God 4.0. So it just keeps going, and it makes so much sense. It's like, if that was the case, then there would be no beginning, because there would be an infinite cycle of God being created by God. So there had to be a beginning at some point for us to be here. That is why I no longer believe in that cause for its existence argument for God. And we can also think about the Big Bang Theory. Like the Big Bang, if that Big Bang happened, then what materials, like what caused it to happen? And then if we apply the same logic, what caused the causes of the Big Bang? And then we can keep going and try to find, what linked with it, like what really caused it to happen, what caused that to happen. So it's a never-ending cycle, and it doesn't make sense to apply that to God, because there would be no beginning. The Bible tells us the truth, but maybe we just cannot comprehend it. Maybe God has just made us the way we are, and maybe our minds just cannot comprehend the divine world. Because I think the Bible talks about, how heaven is a different dimension or different world. So it's like we can't even comprehend that. So how can we, say that God is created by someone else when we can't even comprehend the world he describes? So it's like it's all outside of our comprehension. We cannot make sense of it. But we can put our faith in it. And the Bible also claims that you cannot die in eternal life. So that's another reason that we can't really comprehend what the eternal world is like. So I think God, this world that God created, and God created time and us, we are more equipped to living in this world right now. And we cannot comprehend what is outside of this world. We look at everything with the lenses of our eyes, but we cannot use the same lenses to think about how the divine world works, how heaven works, because we have no idea. The Bible gives us some cues, but we cannot know until we get there. So the Bible claims that God is the beginning. No one created God. And I agree with that, because that just seems like a more reasonable answer than the infinite God's answer. If everyone just keeps creating God, and it's a never-ending cycle. So that's the answer. That's all for today, everyone. If you liked this video, check out these other videos that pop up related to God or religion. And thank you for watching.